Over the years, Funko has created a lot of Funko Pops that are also boats. And since it's getting warmer out, my pool has opened up, so I thought it would be a lot of fun to test out which Funko Pop boats actually float. And I got the idea because a lot of LEGO YouTubers have tried this out with the LEGO boats, and some of them are actually made to float, and then some of them, well, not really. And so to my right over here, I have 7 different boats that I think are gonna be a lot of fun to test out, so let's go to the pool! All right, everybody, so we have made it out to the pool, and the first one that we're gonna be starting with here is the Captain Hook, technically from the train, but it's still him in a boat, and I think it might be able to float. The one thing I am a little bit worried about, though, is the fact that it's probably not gonna float standing up. So let's just put this in how I think it should, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, it floats, but it's not great. I mean, honestly, when it comes to the train pieces, what did we expect? But we have to test them. Also, this is an awful angle. I'm about to fall in. All right, now next up here, kind of in the same realm, we have the Steamboat Willie. And this one is another one of the train pieces, but he isn't a boat. They kind of themed them if you've never seen these before. And we're gonna try it here. It's probably gonna do the exact same thing. Okay, it's touching the water and, oh, it was a little better for a second there. Hold on, let me try again. All right, here we go. Second try, and it's a little better, but it's still not great. But the good news is it does float, it's not sinking. Oh, and actually, now that I think about it, I haven't even shown this figure off. It's the first video that we've put this one into, and if you guys want to check it out, what had happened was I bought one on Amazon, the box came super damaged, and I figured instead of returning it and getting another one, let's just use it for this video and I'll order another one after. Jeez, I'm gonna fall in. Alrighty, now next up here, we have one that could be our first contender for an actual floating boat. We have Moana and Pua with Hey Hey, and now this one here has a bit on the side. It's also bigger, which could be helpful. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is Moana's hair, because she's probably gonna make it a little top heavy. And so here we go, everybody. We've got the birds cheering me on, and it's doing the same thing. So definitely not great, but I think it's better. Maybe if I turn, okay, let me try turning Moana's head this way just to see. Still a little top heavy because of it. And yeah, you guys can see here that Moana is definitely heavier on the back. Like, I feel like her hair makes up half of the actual weight for this figure because it's solid up here when this down at the bottom is pretty hollow. Mr. Bird, quiet. Sorry. And anyways, I feel like Pua in the front is just not enough weight to actually hold this thing down. All right, now we have an interesting one. This is, well, Washington crossing the Delaware. And I think the problem with this one is that it actually has water on the bottom already, which makes the figure look way better, but when it comes to floating, I doubt it's gonna happen. And there is 3 Funko Pops on this, so let's just see how this goes. Oh, I almost had it. Hold on. Okay, one more try. There's a bit of water inside the boat now. Okay, let me see. 3, 2, 1. You know what? It's a little like the Titanic, but it's not bad. Now, I think the biggest problem with this one isn't the fact that it didn't float. It's the fact that there's a bunch of water inside. I'm gonna need to figure out how to get that out. All right, now, while I was going through all of my boat Funko Pops, I was talking to my brother Noah, and the one that he said he thinks will float for sure is this figure here, Mickey Mouse on the Jungle Cruise. Is it gonna float standing up? I doubt it, but we could still try. Okay, here we go, and... Oh, no! Oh, hold on. It was so close. It's just a little top heavy. Let me see if I do it slowly, maybe. Oh, I think we've almost got it here, people. Okay, here we go. One more try. Okay, so far, this is definitely the best one. It just doesn't float for very long. And actually, a little fun fact about this one here, if you guys have never seen it before, there are 2 different versions of it. You can get one with Mickey inside or a skipper, and I decided to go with Mickey because he's a little bit cooler, you know? And no offense to any skippers that work at the Jungle Cruise, and actually, now that I think about it, do anybody that watch my videos actually work there? That'd be cool. Comment down below. Now, this one here is honestly the one that I think was the most promising. It is actually Smee in his little dinghy. Now, this one normally comes with Skull Rock, which we will test out in a second, but for now I wanted to do this, and I feel like the only problem is that his head's kind of big, but he is kind of centered, so you never know, this could work. And here we go. Come on, Smee. Even with the water though, it's not bad. It's just not great either. Yeah, he's a little tippy, and it seems like he would sink if I let him go for too long. Let me try that one more time though. See, the problem is the water gets in there so easily, and it's not great. He's kind of sinking. Oh, and something that I do find really cool about the Smee in his boat is that it actually has his entire body. You can see his feet as well as his hands on the oars. It is actually really, really well done. And I am super bummed that this one didn't float because honestly, out of all of them, I felt like this one had the most potential. Now, I told you guys I was gonna do Skull Rock, and I'm not gonna break my promise on that. I know this isn't a boat, but it's still part of the set, so we might as well test it. Oh, know, it's kind of like a ball in the water. It's not great, but there's also no water getting into it either. So that is something, it's just not perfect, but honestly, I think out of everything, this is probably the best. If you guys want to take a look at Skull Rock a little bit closer up, here it is, and it's pretty hollow, and I'm guessing that's why it floats so well. Now here we are, everybody, one of the most expensive boats. Actually, we've got two of the most expensive boats in terms of Funko Pops that are going to be floating next. And this one here, we have Luffy in the Thousand Sunny. Or no, the Going Merry. I always mix the two up, I forgot. The Sunny has the sun on the front. I should really have checked before. But anyways, let's get into this and find out if he's gonna be floating. I kind of doubt it because it looks a little top heavy, but here we go. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Like, I mean, guys, there's really not much that I could do about this. He's just so big on the top, but it's too bad there wasn't another character on the back, like Chopper or something, that probably would have weighed it out a little bit. But let's try one more time. Yeah, it's pretty front heavy. Now, like I was saying with this one here, if there was somebody on the back a little bit heavier here, and it doesn't really matter who it is, I do think this one does have the potential to float. It's just too bad because Luffy's head is so large, that's probably what's weighing it down in the front. And also the fact that it's got the head piece here, it's just a lot going on way over on this side. And now, our heaviest and most expensive boat of the day. We have the log ride from, of course, Splash Mountain in Disney and Disney World. And I guess it's not there anymore. They are switching it over to the Princess and the Frog, but it's still a really cool figure that we have to test. And now with this one here, I do want to let you guys know the water splashing on the bottom feels pretty solid. So I'm just predicting now this one might even sink because of how heavy it is. And now let's just test this thing out in the water, and okay, it doesn't sink, but it's also not floating that well. It also sounds like with this one, there is a lot of water inside. I'm gonna have to get this out. And so here is this one a little bit closer up, and you can tell it looks really great and probably like it's gonna float, but the problem is this down here is solid when this up at the top is pretty tall, so that's probably why it tips over. And actually, now that I think about it, that's all the boats for today, so let's go back to the office before I fall in the pool. And well, everybody, there we go. That is all of the boats for today, and I feel like we had a pretty good selection of them. And I feel like with the test today, if you guys were thinking of putting them in the water, I probably just wouldn't because they don't really float that well, and it was cool to see, but nothing too spectacular. But something that I did find kind of interesting is that every single one of them floated and not a single one sank, so that's kind of cool. And let me know in the comment section below which one you think floated the best, because the Jungle Cruise was pretty great. I think it stood up the longest, but then also the Crossing the Delaware was pretty decent too. Oh, and for anybody wondering, they've all been dried off, and I got the water out of them quick enough so there shouldn't be any molding or rusting going on here, which is a pretty good thing because I feel like we've got a couple $100s in Funko Pops. Actually, with these two alone, it's something like 400. So I really do have to be careful with these guys, but I'm listening. Yeah, there's no water in here anymore. And so anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and let me know in the comment section below if you guys would like to see something else like this in the future. Maybe we do something with cars or planes. I don't know. You know what? Now that I said that, seeing if ships can fly might be a little dangerous, but I'll do it if enough of you guys want to see it. And so anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow!